Danny, let's start by looking ahead to Wednesday's game against Glasgow. Finally, the start of the Elite League season. They've had a lot of changes during the summer, including a new coach, of course, in Corey Nielsen. What sort of threats will they pose?
Well, I think they got a lot of depth for sure. You know, their forward group I think is as good as anybody. Forward lines that can go out there and, on any given situation and play, and they're obviously scoring a lot of goals right now, and that probably some character building, being on the road for the first 4 weeks, and but look, I think it's going to be a tough test. Never easy going up to Scotland, and especially in that barn. I imagine it'll be pretty full, as it usually is, and there'll be a lot of energy in the building. So, you know, we just got to go up there with the right frame of mind and make sure we execute for 60.
Got a lot of guys that have played in this league, but obviously it's the start of another competition, the league season, which some of them perhaps aren't used to having so much importance. Do you think they realise the importance starting out in the league?
Yeah, of course. I think, and we've tried not to differentiate between the league and the cup. You know, we take each game as it comes, but you know, I think after 6 straight cup games and we're in a good position in the cup, I think they're really excited to get to league play and see another opponent as well. So yeah, no, guys are excited.
We talked about home form and how you wanted to make Nottingham a fortress, but let's flip that. You know, your away form is very good so far. You won in Manchester, you've won in Guildford, you've won in Coventry. How satisfying has that been?
Yeah, really good. I think to have success in this league, you got to be able to win on the road, and yeah, you know, obviously I think every team's goal is to be tough at home and make it a fortress, but you got to be able to go on the road, and it's easy getting up for the Sheffields and that when you're at home and you know the big stage, but you got to be able to go into Coventry on the road. You got to be able to go up north in Scotland, wherever you're going, fly over to Belfast and find a way to pick up points if you want to challenge in this league.
Just a couple of questions about last weekend before we move on, but basically the Coventry game, again, I know you said after the game you wanted more and there could have been more from the side, but again, how satisfying was it that even though you weren't at your best, you again found a way to get that win?
Yeah, look, that's always a good sign. Absolutely. I'm not taking that away. We got a really good performance from Rock on the night, made some really good saves, kept us in that game and kept it, you know, gave us a chance to get into overtime to score that goal. But at the same time, my job as a coach is to identify when maybe the game's kind of, you know, going the wrong way. I'm not saying it's to that at that point, but you know, that there's a couple games now where we've got off to a good start, had a good first period, found ourselves in a good position, and maybe took our foot off the gas a little bit. And I think in Coventry, they came out, and credit to them, they came out in the second period and they really increased their work rate, certainly increased their physicality, and I don't think we handled it really well. And through that, they got back into the game. You know, we got caught on a couple bad line changes. So those details, those habits, they fall away when you're not engaged for 60 minutes. So, you know, just want to stay on top of that to make sure that our game doesn't fall by the wayside.
And just one more positive maybe about Saturday and see whether you agree with it. But obviously, you know, Sheffield are on paper the best team in the league. We saw what they did last year. Do you take any comfort? I know you lost the game, but any comfort that you matched them for large parts of the game? And a bounce here and a bounce there, that game may have gone a different way.
Yeah, it was one of those games. Yeah, you're right. Bounce either way could have you know, changed the result. But yeah, it's, you know, they're the team that everyone's striving to get to right now based on last year and their start. But yeah, I think we did match them. But at the same time, you know, we put this team together, and we know it's not going to happen overnight. But we did put this team together with the thoughts that we could compete with anybody. So. You know, it was good to see, especially at home, that we gave ourselves a chance to win a hockey game. And ultimately, through your performance and everything else and your execution, you want to give yourself a chance to win a hockey game. And, you know, for the most part, we've been able to do that every night.
And just finally, how good is it for you as coach to hear your players repeating what you're saying about they know they've got more to come? We've spoken to a lot of players in the last couple of weeks, and each time they've said, we're happy we're winning, but we know we can do better. And sometimes guys are just happy to win games, but the fact they share that kind of same view of you, is that an important thing?
Yeah, I think it's important to have self-awareness, right? And I think as individuals and as a group, so that's a good thing. And it's exciting because we are winning games, but we do feel that we've got a lot more to give. So yeah, no, I think it's really important that guys are recognizing that.